World Cancer Day today, and of course, if you're thinking about our South African sun, we have a lot of it. Saturday, for instance, was a scorcher, and thus the increased risk of developing skin cancer. And we're going to be focusing on that for a little while, talking to Dr. Jens Pieper, General Practitioner, who's going to be giving us some advice. So, Doctor, thank you very much for taking the time to be with us here. Now, skin cancer, how bad is the rate of skin cancer in South Africa?
Well, the rate of skin cancer is certainly on the rise. We don't have definite statistics, but we can extrapolate from histology reports from various labs in the country. Whereas 5 years ago we had 32 per 100,000, we now have 68 per 100,000. Wow. So there is a rapid increase in the actual incidence of melanoma.
Yeah.
Now, the cause for this is basically the ozone depletion and the fact that the UVB rays are becoming shorter and shorter and therefore more and more aggressive. Mm-hmm. So the advice is short and sweet. Stay out of the sun as much as you can. Okay. If you have to be in the sun, never longer than 10 minutes. Never longer than 10 minutes? If you can. That's a sort of almost like a golden rule. If you don't be in the sun, if you are outside, seek the shade.
Yeah. I mean, the first thing that I'm thinking of immediately is that, I mean, summer season means athletics season for lots of school kids, lots of sports is being played, just afternoon. What do parents do in order to protect their children from...
Oh, there is a whole range of protective clothing. There is a range of hats that has been approved by Cancer, the Entomzini range. That's an absolute essential in our sun. And then you need to obviously have a sun blocker. We suggest a sun blocker of 50, around about 50, never more than 50, because the silicone can only repel so much sun. The vital thing and the message I would really like to bring across to your viewers today is that they should go and see their doctor or their dermatologist and ask that doctor for mole mapping. Mole mapping is a new technique by which we archive the patient's skin. So we look at you macroscopically, we take a shot of your chest, your back, your face, whatever, and then we home in on the actual individual moles, and we take a histological picture. That's a magnification of 20-fold, and we archive that. Then after a year, or maybe 6 months, depending what your doctor finds, you come back for another mole mapping. And now we have a baseline picture and a comparison.
Yes.
Now, a histological comparison over a period of 6 months or a year is essential because the changes that happen in a mole are usually not visible with the naked eye. So you need a histologic picture there, one of today, and say, whoops, there's been a change.
So would you say this should be done as a precautionary measure?
Well, it's a precautionary measure, but it should be part of your annual medical checkup.
Yes.
You go for your checkups for the pap smear, the ladies, the men for the various things, your blood pressure, your cholesterol, sugars. Mole mapping must be part of that. Yeah. We say if we are talking anti-cancer paradigms, mole mapping is in pole position because the melanoma has become the most common cancer today, especially in South Africa.
And one of the most dangerous as well.
Correct.
Doctor, thank you very much for your time and for your expertise on the subject. We're talking World Cancer Day today, and as you've just heard from the doctor, that early detection by mole mapping is probably one of the best and safest ways for you to try and stop yourself or prevent yourself from getting cancer. And of course, all other, the basics as well, like you said, protective layer, stay out of the sun, make sure that you have your sunscreen on every
May I
day.
just have one more point that I'd like to say? There was this myth that there is a safe sun time during the day. That means I go running at 6 o'clock in the morning, I'm safe. I don't need to wear blocker, and that is wrong. The radiation as the sun comes up is just as dangerous at noon. And we've done these measurements in Fishhook, and so there is no more safe sun time. As the sun comes up over the horizon, protect yourself.
Fantastic. Doctor, thank you very much, Dr. Jens Pieper.